Well, happy Wednesday, and thanks for joining us today. Today we're talking about this, bread. That's right. I want you to think about what is your favorite memory of bread. Think through all those different scenarios of bread and maybe those smells or what you put on your bread. Well, for me, some of my favorite fond memories of bread involves my grandma. Waking up on a Sunday morning and smelling that bread in the oven baking and rising before we head to church. So when we came to her house for lunch on Sunday, she'd have that fresh bread with that fresh homemade jelly to go on top of it. Or another one that I remember is eating at Red Lobster, those garlic butter biscuits that they put out, and they're warm and I know you can smell it, you can taste them all right now. But bread, it's something that we all live with. We all have a tendency to eat bread because it fills us up. Fills us up in ways so we don't continue to eat other things. Well, today as we look at John chapter 6, verses 35, this is what it says. Jesus declared, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty." In the Bible, bread was a significant food. And we hear many times over it of the manna that was provided to the Israelites in the desert. And many times we hear about the breaking of the bread at the Passover, or bread played a significant role in feeding of the 5,000. And so Jesus uses this imagery or uses bread to feed people, to give them the nourishment that they need. But here in this passage of John, Jesus tells us a different thing, that he's the bread of life, that I am the bread of life. And it's a reminder for us that even though this bread that we eat today is temporary, it doesn't satisfy us and fill us to the fullest, like what he does. He has come to be that bread. He has come to fill us with what we need to sustain our life. And so as we think about what he's done for us, we think about how he's come into this world, how he gave up his life for us so that we could have eternal life, and that we give thanks that his love and his mercy continues daily in our lives. And so as we look at this passage here, it reminds us of this unending fulfillment, of this unending fullness that we get because he's in our lives. And so when you think about bread, we think about that and we have it at many meals. We need to be reminded that this bread that we eat is not the same bread that he's talking about, but it's this opportunity that we can celebrate with him. And again, just think about the disciples when they were there and they heard him say, Jesus telling them, "I'm the bread of life." They're like, "Are you crazy?" No, you're not. But he's come to give us so much more. And so this week, as we finish up today and the rest of this week on these I am statements, I just want to be thinking about when you take a bite of bread today in your sandwich or however you eat it, just be reminded that God gives us so much more, and that this bread of life, that we know that we're going to have eternal life once our life here on earth is done, and that we know that God's going to sustain us and that he's going to give us the things that we need to survive. May you have a wonderful day and be thankful for all of God's goodness.